Om Shanti. I'm visible. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a little bit network issue. That's why. Oh God. My voice is clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. So welcome to the meditation class. Let's begin the class with the prayer. Come into the sitting posture. Keep your back, neck straight, aligned, relax. Gently close your eyes. Go into your asana. Observe your alignment. How's your back, your neck, your shoulder? Now move your attention towards your natural breath, the breath which is going in and coming out. Now take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation, deep, prolonged, slow exhalation. Inhale and exhale with awareness. Inhale for the Om. Take a deep breath. Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Now, join your both palms. Rub your palm. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm gently. Open up your eyes with a great smile and say Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So welcome to the meditation class, guys. And today, this meditation, today we're gonna talk about the meditation and the concentration. What is the difference between the concentration and meditation? Okay, and we're gonna understand, are we really able to do the meditation? Okay, so these things today we're gonna discuss about it, and with the little method. Okay, I'll introduce you that method, how you're gonna practice practice. And then tomorrow onward, we're gonna start the meditation technique, all the technique which you're gonna learn. Okay. At the end, the course at the end of the month, you have to submit the assignment which is related to the meditation, and then you would be having the exam related to that. Okay. So assignment I'll give you later on. It's
Ma'am,
end
I want
of
to know the exams will be objective or it is subjective.
mostly subjective. Okay.
So we have, it's like
Object.
four options. Is it like option based that
No,
we
no.
have to mark the correct option? Subjective.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
And the assignment which I'll give you, it's basically I'll give you the topic and then you have to choose it. It would be basically you're gonna choose about the topic. Okay. It's very simple. Don't worry about it.
Okay, because
Evaluation.
I didn't get the chance to ask about the exams that, because since it's online, how practical I understood by Zoom call like this. But the written, I was wondering that how will you take it? And if it is subjective, then, how we'll write, where we'll write. So I was wondering that.
Don't worry about it. You get the plenty of time. And if you are attending all the classes and you're watching the videos, you get the complete information about everything. Okay. And I try my best to give you more information related to the meditation, and it would bring the clarity to the previous Asian meditation and the modern meditation. Okay. So don't worry about it. Just do the chill pill. It just I have to tell you the whole schedule. That's why I'm telling. Otherwise, I would not be mentioning the exam. I don't want to give you the headache or something like that. So,
No, thanks a lot.
people by listing it exam, they just, oh my god,
No,
exam.
even I myself,
Forget
I'm
it.
a teacher, so I understand that the fear in students. So I understand.
Definitely, it's horrifying. This word is
Yeah,
horrifying. So
true.
just don't worry about it.
Mm.
It's not like a cracking the exam. It's very
Mm.
smooth. Okay,
Okay.
easily you're gonna crack it. Don't worry about it. So let's begin with the this meditation and meditation. This is the English word, right? Meditation. Okay. But to understand this meditation, we have to know the Sanskrit word. Okay. Understand whenever we use the English word for certain things, we lose certain essence. Okay. We lose certain essence. So in order to understand what actually the meditation means, we're gonna talk about the Sanskrit word of the meditation, that is the dhyana. D Y A N A dhyana. Dhyana dhyana. Okay. So dhyana is made of the two words dhi plus yana. Dhi plus yana. Okay, the root word is dhi. And this word dhi means mind. Yana means the movement of the mind. Okay, the movement of the mind. Dhyana. So dhyana. So meditation is the state of the mind. Dhyana. This is the state of the mind when movements are stopped. The fluctuation of the mind is gonna stop. And that is also the definition of the yogi. So yoga means is also where yogasya chitta vritti nirodha, there is a state of the mind when mind stops fluctuating. Swata, automatically. It's not controlled. You cannot practice the meditation. We cannot practice the meditation. Because this is the state of the mind when mind stop fluctuation of the mind, thoughts which is going in your mind, wanderingness of the mind would be stopped. So it means this is the state of the mind. Dhyana is the state of the mind where there is no thought. So dhyana, dhyana, yana movement. How to reach it? Just give me a few seconds. So when movement is stopped, how it gonna stop? You require another word for that. Now people are telling, oh, stop your movement. It cannot be possible, no? Oh, stop thinking about it. Mind tendency what? To think about it, keep thinking it. Right? It's not easy to stop. We never train ourselves. Even not to think, it is another kind of thinking, right? Oh, I shouldn't be thinking about it. Like the moment I tell you, don't think about the monkey, don't think about the vegetable, you start thinking about it immediately. So this is the contradictory, act of the mind. You cannot stop. You cannot control like forcefully. So meditation cannot, you cannot make the effort of doing the meditation. It's effortless. And how you will reach it? For that, we have tools to reach to the meditative state of the mind. To reach to the dhyana, we have the tools. How you will reach? So we require pratyahar, pratyahar. So another word, pratyahar, dharana, pratyahar, dharana. These two tools we require. Reach into the dhyana, pratyahar. So I'll write it down for you. Pratyahar. Pratyahar. Then dharana. Which these two things lead towards dhyana, which is called meditation. Okay. Write it down, these words are important. And dhyana lead you towards samadhi, another word. You can write it down. Samadhi. The last limbs, 8 limbs. So what happened? The tool to reaching to the dhyana and to the samadhi, okay, it go through the pratyahar. Pratyahar means you come to know in the philosophy class also. These are the parts of the Ashtanga Yoga, 8 limbs. So pratyahar, pratyahar, withdrawal of yourself from the senses, withdrawing yourself from the senses, like not able to see, not able to hear, not able to feel the touch, not able to feel the taste. These are the senses, right? 5 senses. How it can be possible? When you are practicing the dharana. Pratyahar automatically gonna happen when you're practicing the dharana. Dharana is what? Concentration. More closely. Concentration. Dharana, when people are giving like alamban, another word, alamban, 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 Alambana. Alamban is what? Object. When we give, so mind activity is what? To wander here and there, here and there. It moves into the 2 direction. Okay, it moves in many direction, but actually there is a 2. If we look towards the closerly, then you can see the mind going to the 2 direction, past and the future. It's wandering into the past or the future. future or the past, right? For a few seconds, it's coming to the present. These are the two directions. Oh, think attached to the past memories or wondering about the future. Oh, what I gonna be doing? How I'm gonna set up my career, right? These things these kind of thoughts you are having. So past or the future, neither live in the present moment. So these tools are helping you to connect to the present moment. But how? Withdrawing yourself from the outside. These senses you use to perceive the world, right? You see the things, you're perceiving. You listen, you hear the sound, you're perceiving. You get the information. You taste it, you're getting the, oh, it's good or bad. You smell, you're perceiving, right? Everything is giving you the information. These are the tools, how you collect the information through this medium and sending to the brains. Now, the mind is contemplating later on, oh, this is good or bad. You liking or disliking it. Either you like it, those information, or you're disliking it, right? You want more, more, more. Like if you like the food, you want more. If you don't like, oh, I don't want more. These two things gonna happen. Only these two desire you are having. You want more or you don't want at all. So now you understand how your mind is working. In order to understand meditation, how this tool is going to work on you, you have to understand how mind is working. Mind move in the past or the future and only think about want it more, 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 or no more. These two things we are having. To stop these things, we withdraw ourselves. So we are not seeing it. We are not listening it. We are not smelling it. We are not tasting it. We are not feeling touch. How it would be possible? It cannot be possible. I'll see you. Okay, don't see. So what you're gonna do? Shut your eyes. Okay, I'm not going to see. You do this thing, right? I'm not able to see. Okay, close my eyes. If I say, oh, don't listen, what are you gonna do? You're gonna do this thing. Chalo, let's do it. But still few things coming to you. Certain sound is coming. Okay, don't smell it. How you stop the rose? If I put the rose around you, you're gonna smell it, right? How are you gonna stop it? If something I keep in your mouth and say don't taste it, it's become difficult now. If somebody is touching you, can you feel not touching? It's impossible. So withdrawal of the senses means what? Withdrawal of the senses means only one thing. People misunderstood this concept, pratyahar, the food of the mind. People misunderstood this thing, that cut off. Yes, people go into the isolation. That's why many yogis go into the jungle. They live there, cutting off all the senses. But actually, the meaning is what? Give the alamban. Give the object to the mind. One object to the mind. Once you are giving to the object, any object. Okay, I have just given you object like, okay, observe my back wall, the color of the wall. This become alamban. Or the one statue. Observe the Lord Shiva statue. Observe the Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, or Christ, or Abraham. It could be anybody. Or a dot, a single dot. I've given you one object, or the flame, the candle flame, or the diya flame. It could be anything. I've just given you a tiny object. Or the breath. Observe your breath. Or just observe the one sound. The moment I'm giving you alamban, I'm giving you what? You are practicing dharana. Once you're practicing the dharana means dharana means to hold something. The literal meaning of dharana, to hold. So you're holding your mind on the one point. So right now mind is having many thoughts. Now you have given the one thought to the mind. And once you give in the one thought to the mind, that very second, the mind cannot see, cannot hear, cannot smell, cannot taste, because you are able to see once mind is connected. Otherwise, many time this thing's gonna happen with you. The things are in front of you, like you're searching for the key, and key is in front of you. You cannot see because mind is not there. People are calling your name at the back, but you cannot listen. Everybody's listening, but you cannot listen because mind is not connected to the hearing sound. It's possible, right? It is happening to with everyone. You cannot taste until unless mind is not connected. When you're tasting, you're focusing on the taste, right? When you're smelling, flower is there. You are able to smell once mind is connected. Then you figure, oh, this is rose, this is jasmine, this is a lavender. Then you figure out the smell. The moment you concentrate on one particular thing, mind tendency is what? Is not multitasker. It is only one task. The mind doing one task at the one point is not multitask. And even modern science is doing the research. There is a Harvard University that did the research that when a person is driving the car and he's listening and doing many tasks, we do the task, but there's a high risk of meeting with the accident because you lose the concentration. You cannot see the road that very second when you start listening the song, or the very second when you are moving your head or you're watching something else. Many point it's happening. That's why many countries ban the music while driving or using. Every country is banned the phone, right? You cannot do. We think in that manner that our mind is multitasker, but no, it is doing the one task at the one point. Another example, when you are listening me, you are not listening the background sound. When you are listening the background sound, you cannot listen me. So this is the quality, this is the tendency, this is the nature of the mind. So to train that nature, we give the one alamban. Alamban is the object. And when you are doing it, you are automatically doing the pratyahar. But here, it's effort you are making it. In concentration, effort is there. I have to concentrate, then mind is gone away, again bring it back, again it's gone away, again it bringing back. There's effort you are making it. But in meditative, that state which I'm talking about, it's floating. You have to float. There is no act of meditation. This is a misunderstanding by the many people, misinterpretation. We cannot do the meditation because there is no point to take you there. It's come automatically. When you will doing it, it's come automatically to you. But yes, there's a tool to take you there towards that state. Floating come naturally. Yes, swimming you have to put hard work. Floating, when you float, it's come naturally, right? It's easy. There's no effort. Floating on the river, floating on the ocean, it's very easy, simple. But swimming, you're putting so much hard work into it. And then what point? You'd get tired. That's why concentration give you tiredness, boredom. But meditation, when you reach to the meditative state, it become easy, relaxed, calm, peaceful to you. And meditation is not only 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. It's the whole day you're into it because you're floating, no effort. So that is the meditation. That is a dhyana, dharana and dhyana. There is a huge difference between the dharana, but yes, dharana lead you towards the dhyana, and dhyana take you to the ultimate goal, that is a samadhi. Samadhi, the last 8 limb of Patanjali, Maharishi Patanjali. Samadhi, sammalit ho jana. I'll just give you the few brief and introduction because it's um, in detail. This would be discussed in the philosophy class. So samadhi is sammalit ho jana, union, like how you united with other thing. It's completely united. Union means united. There is no separate identity. Like how the river meet with the ocean. So you cannot separate the river water or the ocean water. This is the union I'm talking about. That state you will reach, where the state, the meditation, the dhyana, that state lead you towards the union state. Union to what? Union maybe to yourself, to the surrounding, to the nature, or to the higher soul, higher supreme energy. You merge like that, so there's no separate identity. Raindrops absorbed in the river water. So you cannot figure out which is the raindrops and which is the river water. Can you separate it? Through any technology? There's no way. That union I'm talking about. So that union, you cannot separate it through any measure. And then you unite it. That state comes through this pratyahar dharana. So dharana lead you towards dhyana.
One question.
Dhyana lead towards samadhi. Yeah.
Dharana is concentration. Pratyahara means
Withdrawal of the senses.
withdrawal of all senses. Okay.
Withdrawal of the senses. Pratyahar. It means food of the mind. These are the food of the mind. Whatever you see, this is food. Whatever you listen, this is food. Whatever
Foods.
you taste, you're giving to the food to the mind, right? So pratyahar. Avoid this sweet. Stop feeding your mind. So how are you going to stop feeding your mind? This is the tool. Give the alamban, one object. One object, give the one. Instead of giving many meat, give the one food. Now smell it, listen it, or see it. Only one thing. So rather being losing your sense over so many information, your mind process so many information. Instead of losing your mind, hijacking your mind, you required one thing. So they're giving you a small task. Okay, just observe one thing. Observe the dot, or just listen one song, or one chanting, or one mantra, or just chant the one mantra, or just smell one thing, or just taste one thing. So you become more conscious, and you are utilizing all the senses and focusing on that thing. Dhyana, that dharana lead you towards dhyana. And that gonna happen through the practice of the dharana. Dharana, if you're practicing, pratyahar automatically gonna happen to you. Without pratyahar, dharana could not be possible. And without dharana, pratyahar could not be possible. They are interlinked. Pratyahar is the very first step to go into the dharana, because once you're withdrawing your senses, then you are able to focus on one. No, we're gonna practice right now. So any doubt till here, any confusion in the meditation and the concentration? What is a dharana? What is a pratyahar? Dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. The brief. But I explained you in detail about the dhyana and the dharana. Dhyana is the state where you're just effortless floating on the ocean and the river. Not a single effort you're putting. And that float come naturally to you. You cannot learn. I cannot teach you how you're gonna float. It's come naturally. You have to step into the water and see. So that come naturally to you. But yes, there's a many tools of concentration which we're gonna learn in meditation session, all the session, which gonna give you a little bit idea about it. How, and you're gonna understand how your mind is working. This monkey, so meditation is basically is the most important part of the yoga. Okay, don't take for granted. Is the basically even the yoga is what the meditation. Even if you're not practicing other thing and you are practicing the meditation, you are able to follow the everything, all the part of the yoga. Because the moment you're doing the meditation, you're applying the yama niyamas. You are keeping yourself in isolation. That time you're not telling the lie, you're not killing anybody. All the rules and regulation you're following of the yoga. It's become naturally. Whenever a person who's doing the meditation is morally or virtually so high. Why? Because he's not doing anything. He has to do the meditation. So automatically he's fulfilling all the discipline of the yoga. The most important part of the yoga, especially the Ashtanga yoga or any other yoga, that is a meditation. So don't take this thing for granted. And this is the only tool which you can control your mind very quickly. But yes, there's other method also. There's many method which we're gonna implement. More things we're gonna discuss about related to the meditation in the coming session. Don't worry about it. So for meditation and for especially the dharana, we require a one posture. That posture is very much important. From now onward, you have to sit on the ground. Okay, ground play important. You touch yourself with the mother earth. Time. Okay, so tomorrow I have to end the class because we have to have the meeting here. So tomorrow we're gonna start the session with the meditation Anapan. Okay, so I hope you understand these things. Tomorrow I'll explain everything, and tomorrow Anapan is very important meditation and my favorite meditation. So Om Shanti, Mangal Ho, bless you guys. Meet you in tomorrow's session. Bye bye. Take care.